I'm Chase Summers. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at Dataedo, and then leading us through the presentation today is our founder and CEO, Fyodor Kananov. Richard Monk is joining us, who is our Data Success Manager. Most of you who are customers have probably met with him. If you haven't, you definitely should. And as you guys know from the overview, this is the 24.3 release overview. So we'll be covering the release and quite a variety of other things while we're here. Thank you. So as for the agenda, we do have an announcement that we'll kick things off with, and then we'll dive into what's new with this latest release with 24.3, and then we'll carry into what's under development. And as always, we'll do the Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat. If we get a good stopping point, I'll ask them with Pyotr throughout. And then otherwise, we'll answer all outstanding questions at the end. But again, feel free to throw them in as we go. Okay.
All right.
And so for that initial announcement, we did recently have John King join Dataedo as our head of global partnerships. So I wanted to mention this in this call, as I know a lot of you either have worked with consulting partners or you are a consulting partner. So, you know, as we introduce John into the organization, it's great to have awareness on his new role because he will be leading all global partnerships. And so if that's something you're interested in, please reach out to either me or go in through our homepage on our live chat and, you know, let us know that you're interested in partnerships. Again, for majority of our customers, you're independent, but some of you are part of different groups. And so always a great place to update you guys on what's going on here inside of Dataedo. And from here, I'll hand it over to Pyotr and we'll run through some product stuff.
Chase. Okay, so let's have a look what we added in 24.3. There's quite a lot of quite useful features. So let's get started. So first thing, we have redesigned homepage completely. Let's have a look at the homepage. What we're looking at right now, it's a sneak peek into the next version, which will be released quite shortly, in about 3 weeks or so. So what you see here is a new navigation menu, which is much more should be much more clear to all the users, especially the ones who are new to Dataedo. So this is something you will see in next release, but I'm using this environment because I have a much better sample data over here. Okay, so but the content of this page is already available for all of you when you upgrade. All right, so let's have a look. The homepage comprises of a number of widgets. In the future, we will allow you the customization. You can rearrange those widgets. You will be able to add your own custom widgets, and but that's the future. But for now, we have a predefined homepage for everyone. So the first widget over here is a summary of the Steward Hub. You might be familiar with the feature. I'll be having a look at that later also, because we added some functionality to Steward Hub. Basically, this is a summary of what's on your plate. So this is a shortcut and an overview. Next one is the what's new with community. So this is like the best place probably to see what's what's being discussed, and new questions and so on. Over here you have a summary of newly published objects. A while ago we introduced workflows. Workflows allow you to prepare certain objects such as domains and business terms as drafts, and then walk through workflow and at some stage publish those objects. So this is the date. This is particularly useful for the viewer community, so for all the consumers, because this is where they can see what was what new content is available for them. Over here is a quite simple feature, but quite useful, recently viewed. Yeah, you can even search that, so that's quite useful. It's easier to find the object you recently viewed than start looking for it from scratch. Then we have bookmark objects. So bookmarks, I'll have to show that because that's a new feature we introduced in this version. So now you can bookmark any object in the catalog. Over here we have this icon, and when you click it, yeah, I just removed it from bookmarks, but now I've added this bookmarks. You can bookmark tables, columns, pretty much anything. And this is your personal bookmark page. Then, similar to recently viewed, you have frequently visited. This is I'm not sure now if it's only my visits or visits of everyone. I'm not sure. I think it's mine. So you can see.
I think it's individual.
Yes. So this is it's easier shortcut to get me to the objects that I'm working with the most. Okay, and here the last widget, but we'll be adding new widgets in the future. This is a summary of schema changes over, it's past 90 days. You can see, each particular import and how many objects were added. It doesn't, on my screen, it's not everything is visible. Added, deleted, and updated, right? And then you can open the particular source and open the page and go to this detailed report of particular objects and so on. Okay, so that was the home page. Next, we have a number of improvements in our data lineage diagrams. This is something we are constantly working on. And in this version, we added a couple of quite useful functionality. So let's have a look. So source level data lineage. Okay, what we're looking at right now, it looks like the familiar diagram, but it's actually representing not particular objects, but sources. So this is a database, this is a reporting platform, these are some other sources, and I can have a high-level overview of how the data flows to particular database, or for instance, where does the reporting system take the data from. I can click on this. Oh, here you can see it's highlighted a number of objects that are flowing in and flowing out. I can expand it to see more information about the particular, how many tables there are, and so on. Let me zoom that in. I can click on the double click on the flow, and it will bring me a complete list of all the flows, and then I can navigate from here, drill down into particular objects. So that's quite useful, I would say, to both to have a higher level overview of what's going on in our system, and also it's helpful to see what kind of lineage was built and what is still missing. Next stop for this is system level data lineage diagram, and it will show all the sources. So over here it shows me a particular, on the data lineage tab of particular source, so I can see everything that flows into this database and flows out of that. And there is we're working on a diagram, a global diagram that will show me all the sources at the same time. So you'll have a high-level overview of your entire ecosystem. Okay, that's one update, but there's more. Manual flows. We have distinguished manual and automatically created flows. As you can see here, the manually created are the bold black ones, and the thin gray is the automatic lineage. So that was requested by some of you. So this is already visible automatically. Moving on, the next feature that is super interesting is the preview of the script. We can let's click here. So I have a view that is used in a couple of both reports, right? And I can click on particular. I'll have to find something that makes sense. It's not easy to find something. I had something. Oh yeah, here. When I clicked on the flow, you can see the transformation. This was extracted from SQL, and you can even see it in the script itself. So you can see SQL that was used for this data set, right? This report, and yeah, we marked where this. Yeah, we marked where in this code. I don't know why now it's not visible. I clicked another column. Yeah, but you can see where this lineage came from, and also you can see the particular transformation. The transformation. Oh yeah, here it is. Are the ones with those dots. If you hover over, then this is also visible over here. Okay, so that's that. A couple of smaller improvements. So first is you can use this button over here to jump to the system level diagram, and over here you will have the same button to jump to the top level diagram, right? So that's a small improvement, but it makes it so much easier to navigate. Here you can save the diagram as PNG, and also let me go back. Another UX improvement is that now you have till now you had the expand. You could expand columns or collapse, and now we have three states. You can expand to columns that are used in the lineage, but you can also expand to see all the columns. That's useful because then you can see which columns are not used, or for which columns you didn't, the lineage was not built for some reason. Yeah, so those are the improvement for the data lineage diagram. As I said, there's much more coming up in the future. Okay, the next big thing is the dashboards. We've a completely new module that allows us to quickly build dashboards, and in the future, it will allow you to build custom dashboards using SQL and predefined visualizations. So, pretty much like, I don't know, in Power BI. So yeah, this is based on SQL on our repository, and we built a couple of those dashboards that I'll give a quick overview of what those are, and we'll be adding some dashboards in every release. So over here, I have a metadata scanning dashboard that shows me, import time broken down by a source. As you can see, we had some issues here, but we fixed them, and it's flat the time right now. Yeah, here by this is by connector. Couple of different perspectives on this imports. Over here we can see more detailed view, analyze what was going on and how long the particular step took, right? So I don't know, particular step like, I don't know, build a lineage or SQL parsing, how many seconds it took and so on. Here are some errors, you can audit the metadata scanning over here. The data was collected for a while now, so we'll have a quite large history. User dashboards was something that we already had in the past. System is an overview for admin, and just to see how the database grows, broken down by different functional modules. So changes history is the biggest one, but profiling grows the fastest, right? That's the one. A couple of other charts that display the same information. Events, system upgrades, you can see when the repository was upgraded. Let's go back. Data catalog is an overview of what's in the catalog, broken down by connector, object type, and a couple of the statistics. Reports usage, I'll show that later. Users activity, that's a summary of the of what users have been doing. So you can see how many sessions they had, how many fields they edited. This is in global, I think, but we'll add parameter for the time in the future. So I think this is like from the beginning of data collection. How many comments they have added, and we'll add some other. So for instance, this is, I believe, how many bookmarks they created. So you can see who's active with the product. I think this is a summary of editing of the fields. So you can see over time how that changed, who was active and in what product, was it desktop or web. Quite useful. I encourage you to just check all the dashboards. Okay, what else? List of deleted objects. Those that are tagged as deleted, columns and objects, quite useful. An overview of schema changes in a diagram format. How many objects were updated. We'll add also a filter for the data source. Yeah, and this is the schema changes in the, yeah, that was added on the homepage. That's the same widget. Yeah, data profiling is, we see this is a summary of, yeah, this is a summary of what was being profiled and what was not being profiled by, I think, by field level. Yeah, so you can see here if there's some sources you should run profiling for. Reference data is just simple statistics about how many lookups you created, how many lookup values you created, and statistics for particular lookups. How many values they have, how many values for review, and so on. So the dashboarding functionality gives us ability to build a lot of summaries for different metadata that you right now have to open a specific object to see, and this is a really useful overview. Similar for glossary, just statistics of how many are published, how many there are, different broken by glossary and by entry type. Okay, so that's the dashboard. And there's a particular one I'd like to interest you in, and this is, yeah, I have to go to a new module. Yeah, so this is a part of, right now we're looking at the part of the upcoming data quality module. This will be quite advanced module where you will be able to define rules for particular columns. Predefined rules like, I don't know, not null or unique, and your own custom SQL rules. Custom will come later, and the basic rules will be released next month. But now you can enjoy this report. It's a compilation of the information that you might be interested from the data quality perspective. So first, there's the list of columns that are empty in tables that are not empty. Here are the tables that are empty. So potentially this is useful because maybe you should drop the table or column. Maybe you don't have to load it to data warehouse, or maybe you don't have to migrate it to the new system. Over here we have columns with one value, so they probably don't have, theoretically they have zero information. Then probably also candidate for, there's either a data quality issue, right, or this column is not required. What else? This tab shows you the for integer columns that are unique if there are any gaps. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it might. If it's an invoice ID, and you probably wouldn't like to have gaps, like missing values. So here are the columns that have this, this occurring, and this is the date columns, right? Okay. Again, this is not something that is incorrect, but this is something you might want to look into. For data model, you see tables that don't have primary unique key. So this is not maybe a data quality issue, but data schema issue. And foreign keys that have inconsistent data types. So you can see that here this is varchar to varchar, but this one has a different length. Doesn't have to be a problem, but it could. and tables that are was not used for the past year that have at least I believe 1 million rows records. I'll tell you in a second how we know that they were not used. Okay, moving on. Steward Hub suggestions. You might be aware of the Steward Hub. You might know the module. This is a place where we want to show you everything that's on your plate and every suggestion the system could have for you. We're constantly extending that, and in this release we migrated some of the functionalities from the desktop. So if you're using desktop, then probably know those features. So one, I believe this was added. You can in glossary there's a list of suggestions for creating of new terms. We take it from all the fields on the reports, right? So over here you can see that ARR occurred 104 times. So I can click here and create the term. I can see what the columns, particular columns were, from which reports that was, and already linked this quickly. So that's useful for for ideas for terms. Some of them are not they're not good suggestions like the month or date or some, yeah, but a lot of others are. The other, this is something that you could be familiar with. This is a summary of the workflows for over here, in particular for glossaries. So a while ago we have added the statuses for objects, and you based on the definition of workflow and your role, you will be seeing in this case, these are the terms I should review. This is an idea, I should review them. Then these are the ones I should define, and these are complete and they're good for review, and I should publish it, for instance, right? So okay, so that's one of the sections. Let's have a look at another. For data model, here are the suggestions of the tables and other objects that don't have primary key. So I can just, okay, so I have what is this? Accounts, contacts, it's view, right? And we suggest that it's probably this column that should be primary key. So I can click here and prove this or reject. If you reject it, just is removed from the list. And here are the tables and views and other entities that don't have primary key, and we don't have any suggestion. So we can simply click here and select, right? So maybe email is in this case. We also add here a uniqueness information from the profiling, but it's not in this version. What else? Another one is the roles. So these are the roles that we have defined with custom fields. So we have an owner, data steward, and custodian. You could create your own set of roles, and these are the fields, all the tables, objects that don't have an owner. If I can go in and select an owner, or I can do it in other ways, like for instance, define it for the entire data source or domain, and they will be removed from this list in the future. So yeah, particularly useful feature. Okay, let's move on. Bookmarks, this is something I show you. All the objects have this icon. It's not on over here. Now it's on the left. It's I mean in version you have it's on the right actually. We're moving it now. Okay, and then there's also two features that allow you to import the business glossary. This was requested a couple of times. So right now you can add new terms for instance, from Excel spreadsheet, and now they can include description, status fields, all the custom fields. So basically, you can import not just the title. I think it was title and description, and right now we can also include custom fields. So quite useful. And also you can add two existing terms. These features are in desktop only. So you right click on the glossary, click import descriptions, and there's a and you paste from spreadsheet all the fields, and they will be compared, and you can choose which to overwrite and then save. So yeah, quite useful for the migration or assigning some attributes in bulk. Okay, so now to the report usage. We have created a dashboard with report usage, and the big change is not actually the dashboard, is that we started importing a new type of metadata for BI tools, and right now it's just for Power BI, but we'll be adding this for all the other BI platforms. Information about usage. So this chart shows you which reports and how many times they were used in the I think it's there's a time window that those tools provide in Power BI, that's 30 days. This information will be kept in the repository, so in a year we'll have a year worth of data. So you can see the most used reports, and over here you can see unused reports. We'll also add the dashboard for particular reports, right? So you'll be able to see the trends, right? Maybe it was used in the past and is not used anymore. So this is useful for housekeeping. You might want to delete some of the dashboards that are not used, perhaps, or when you're migrating to some other platform, you don't have to worry probably about migrating these report and dashboards. Okay, another metadata which we extended the repository with and connectors is the statistics imported from the data source. You can see over on the left here a list of those statistics. So row count. Row count is you can import it from the engine itself. Some of the platforms allow that. And you can also count it with the profiling, right? So you can with data you can collect it in two ways, but the other ones are not able with that. And these are when was the table queried last, how many queries there were, when it was last updated, the table, that is the data in the table, and how many updates there were. The time window it's provided by the server, so it decides how long the window is, and if you reboot, for instance, SQL Server, it truncates all the numbers. So yeah, we just import the data as is. The last one is load time. This is just for data warehouses such as Snowflake and Redshift. You see all the metadata imported here, and you can also see when it was imported. So is the information fresh? At the summary in desktop, you can see in tabular format, and this is the specification of what we are importing from what platforms. It's limited because of the limitations of platforms, but basically they don't track everything. If you feel we could import yet another statistic, or you would like this for some other platform, let us know. We'll look into that. All right, let's have a look at the new connectors. As always, we built some new connectors. Here's the overview of the connectors. Fivetran, Sub Business Objects, ClickSense On-Prem. Previously, we had ClickSense SaaS, SharePoint lists, and a custom connector for IBM ZOS. Fivetran, it imports column level lineage for destination and source, and the transformation in between. So over here you can see an example of importing SharePoint lists with Fivetran. So we have connector to lists, and then yeah, we are able to document full end-to-end lineage. QuickSense cloud connector. Oh, now I'm confused. This one says on-premise. Okay, now we have both anyways, because we added the missing one. I think we added the on-premise. So we build a full end-to-end lineage from the dashboard to the source database, as you can see here. Business objects is a new connector, so if you're using this platform, it's available as well. Okay, this is on-prem. SharePoint lists, you can connect to SharePoint and import all the lists with all the fields, as you can see here. Okay, these were the new connectors, and as always, we put in a lot of work to extend the existing connector. So the connector we have improved our Power BI, Postgres, SQL, Snowflake, SSIS, and Databricks. So let's dive into the details. So for Power BI, the biggest one is the report usage. It should be imported automatically from now on. A lot of updates in data lineage. So for some of you, we fixed the column level lineage. Yeah, we also include the files and data flows. Yeah, data flows are also big change. So we import data flows with column level lineage, and we also build lineage across workspaces. We have also added the relationships between tables used for data in data sets. So yeah, in Power BI, you can see those relationships tables and the joins between them. So we import that here, and in the future, we'll also show the diagram in the web as well. A big update for Postgres SQL. Right now, we are parsing SQL stored procedures and are building column level lineage for yeah, all the procedures in your database. So that's a big change. So a lot of yeah, a lot of automation for the SQL processing will be done out of the box from now on.
And Piotr, quick question before we move on. On Power BI improvements, does it also include automatic lineage for Power BI and SSAS?
Power BI and SSAS, wasn't it supported for now?
Yeah, Lineage is now LE. Energy. Richard, can we make a note to send information to Ali on that?
Yes,
there's a page. Actually, we can.
I think I got it here. I can do it, Peter, while you're doing that.
Yeah, we can click it like that. And SSAS. Well, from documentation, it looks like we are for multi-dimensional.
Yep.
Okay.
I just grabbed that same link. I'm gonna throw it in the chat.
Yeah.
So
okay. If we're not supporting something, as you can see, we put a lot of effort to maintain that. There's always some case we don't support, especially Power BI. I think it's over 2 years as we're developing that. There are so many different cases, and if you have the case where we actually don't build lineage or don't import something, let us know. We're investing every single release into a Power BI connector.
Great. Cool. Thanks.
All right. Snowflake. We've added a couple of new objects: iceberg tables, streams with column level lineage, and sequences. We've also added a separate connector we called it Snowflake Enterprise Connector. If you have a Snowflake Enterprise subscription, because it provides more metadata, it gives us access to query history And so we can build a lineage from the query history, right? So when you were loading the data, moving from one table to another, using SQL in the editor, then that will be included here. There's some window. I don't know how far back it goes, but yeah, if you basically schedule that to run every day, or I don't know, every week, you should have a really nice view of the lineage. For SSIS, we improved file objects referencing variables. Honestly, I don't know what that means, but if you're using SSIS and it means something for you, then yeah, we are now supporting that. For Databricks, we've added new objects and improvements in Lineage. So for the new objects, we are importing the external locations, so Google Cloud, AWS, and so on. And yeah, so it's helpful for building lineage automatically for if Databricks is reading from something from some other source. I think for external tables that's used. We also are importing foreign keys. And for lineage, yeah, we're using building the lineage to those external sources. We also build column level lineage for tables, views, and external tables. And you also import the lineage between different catalogs. So yeah, basically we improved the scope of automated lineage in this release quite a lot. All right, and that would be for the updates from the last release, and now what we're working on. The biggest update is data quality rules and checks. So this is a new module, completely new functionality for Dataedo. Will allow you to apply check data quality tests for all the tables and columns. Well, for the connectors we will support, but the typical SQL Server, Postgres, and so on, they will be supported. You'll be able to add predefined rules such as unique, not null, allowed values, and so on. And you will be able also to write your custom queries. So if you have some queries that test the validity of the data, you can will be also able, not in this release, but the release after that. So it will be probably Q1 next year. And these rules, the basic rules, will be released next month, and there will be a nice dashboard, a history of that, and some quality summary metrics. Okay, we'll have a separate webinar for that, so watch out for the invitation. That would be it.
Just got another question, Piotr. Is the data lineage included in the static HTML exports?
No, this is something we honestly are not developing right now. Our main product right now is the Dataedo portal. So we're not adding any new metadata to HTML, and also we're not adding new functionalities to desktop, apart from the necessary ones.
And then next question, not sure if this exists already, but are there usage reports for SSRS, or is there ability to put SSRS reports into Dataedo?
Usage reports? No, we don't import usage from SSRS. That's something we could do in the future. Can we embed reports in?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can. I'm sending that in chat.
Okay, then.
So we do support SSRS, but not the usage reports. Cool. Thanks, Bessie. Any other questions while we're here? A lot of Piotr is the CEO and founder, but he's also our essentially our head of product too. So he stays very involved with the direction, the movement. So Yash actually just asked for Tableau usage dashboard. Would it be automatically created after the update, or will we need to create it in Dataedo?
Okay, so Tableau is not included in this release. I think it will be included in the next one in a couple of weeks. The dashboard it will appear automatically. You don't have to create it.
Cool. And that's kudos to our metadata team who's built those connectors in-house, which is always great. I'm going to give it a few more moments just for questions. But as we're wrapping up here, I always want to remind everyone you have resources with us. So if you are a customer, you can reach out to Richard. You can go directly to our site if you have questions. And then those who are, many of you who are new to exploring Dataedo, likely working with Patrick, that's a great resource to come in and just ask whatever questions you have. And then, as always, default to our website. We have live chat on there, so we'll make sure to get you pointed in the right direction. I don't see any other questions coming through. So if those questions do come through, use your contacts or chat with us online. And from here, I guess we'll wrap it up. So yeah, thanks, Piotr, for walking us through the new release.
My pleasure.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Bye.